all these little wasps fly out. Every one of those little wasps goes and, you know, damages 100 or kills 100 caterpillar eggs, 100 new wasps. Every one of those goes and gets 100 new eggs. So every week or every 2 weeks, these things are just, again, it's an exponential increase, and it's the best way we have ever found to control the little worms, the little caterpillars that come out on the trees. This also virtually totally controls the little nutcase sparrow that ruins pecan crops, and if put out appropriately, it will go a long way towards stopping the webworms that come out in the middle of the summer. The good news about these things is they don't seem to affect butterfly eggs. For some reason, they go primarily after moth eggs. So we're controlling the bad moths without ruining our butterfly populations. One of the guys asked, said, how do they talk the wasp into parasitizing all the eggs on the strip? Well, I have no idea how they do it. But, you know, these things are effective, and you can't wait until you see the caterpillars, because the important thing to remember is that these guys go after the caterpillar egg. They do not go after the adult caterpillar. So little leaf rollers and things like that have been a problem to you. You need to put these things out now. Don't wait until you see the caterpillars. Now the question always comes up, well, what about those webworms that come out in the summer? How do we get rid of those? Stop knocking down your wasp nest. Your paper wasp, your yellow jackets, those red and black wasps, even those nasty solid red ones that I still kill, those guys kill and eat the adult caterpillar. David that works with us came in just fascinated at one point last summer. Said one of those big old caterpillars was coming down out of the tree on this little silken thread, and said this wasp comes by and just grabs it and keeps on going. It works. If you ever have a batch of webworms on a tree, take a stick and break it open and sit there and watch for a few minutes. If you've got wasps, and these are the bigger wasps, ones that will sting you if you alarm them or whatever, they're the ones that kill out the webworms. I mean, I've got pecan trees this big around. I've probably got 100 of them in the field adjacent to my house. I don't ever get a webworm out there. But I think Malcolm walked around my porch one time, balcony and downstairs, and counted over 200 wasp nests on my porch. I don't ever have webworms. He tells the story, and I will repeat it, even if you've heard it before. He said the first time he stuck a stick and broke open a web colony, it took the wasp 10 minutes to find it. Said the second time he took a stick and broke open a webworm colony, it took him 5 minutes to find it. He said the third time he picked up the stick and the wasps started following him. I don't think I'll go quite that far, but it really does work. And if you watch, you know, 50 years ago, people didn't have webworms. When did we start having webworm problems? When the aerosol wasp spray came along and everybody could go kill all their wasp nests. The webworms loved that, and that's when we started having webworm problems. Let me look here. Is there anything else? Gosh, I could talk about a dozen different products, but I probably kept you sitting way too long anyway.
Chiggers.
Oh, chiggers. Very good. Chiggers are mites that live on the grass blades. The most effective way, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. Next week is all about roses, by the way. Thanks for coming, guys. The best way to stop chiggers is either put some repellent on your legs or whatever, or what my grandmother used to make us do when we went down to my grandfather's farm going fishing and things. She made us put a little bit of sulfur in our socks, and we never got chiggers. Never got girlfriends either. But anyway, repellents work pretty well. Out in the grass, if they're a real problem, you may want to dust a little bit of sulfur around, but I really don't recommend it because that's very damaging to the beneficial fungi in the soil.
We use chrysanthemum.
Okay?
That's
Pyrethrum?
Yeah, there was something they made from chrysanthemum.
Yeah, pyrethrum.
And they put that down and killed all the chiggers.
It will kill the chiggers, but it'll also kill a lot of beneficial insects. But if you have severe chigger problems, that may be a way you want to go. The easiest thing, and again, I'm not opposed to any particular kind of grass. A lot of people badmouth St. Augustine and say it takes too much water. If you want to keep a nice looking yard, it does not take any more water to keep St. Augustine looking nice than it does Bermuda. And St. Augustine will never have chiggers in it. You'll only have chiggers in Bermuda or Joyce.
We had chiggers in our St. Augustine.
You got Bermuda in your St. Augustine then, in with it, because Bermuda chiggers just can't exist in pure St. Augustine. But your pyrethrum spray, if that's what it takes to control them, that's okay. I would still rather see you use, say, a non-DEET insecticide, cactus juice or something like that. that'll stop them just as well. Please don't ever put DEET on yourself or on your kids especially, but there are some very effective non-DEET insect repellents out there. But you're spraying pyrethrum is what you're doing. You're killing off all your ladybugs and other good guys out there too, so I wouldn't do it unless you have to. But
Well, we only did it in grass.
Yeah.
Well, we did the fire beds.
But do everything you can do.
My
After all that
neighbor
rain.
did.
Yeah, there you go, your
We
neighbor.
tried to stop them.
But encourage your St. Augustine, because once you get the Bermuda totally choked out of the yard, you won't have any more chiggers.